Welcome to the eSIM Games Steel Beast tutorial series. This video will cover the basic tools of the map editor. In today's map editor tutorial, we will be adding a small farm to an existing map. When selecting the map editor, Steel Beast will open this menu to browse all installed map packages currently on your computer. Use the search function to filter through the maps. Note the Help entry on the menu bar. This provides you with a list of hotkeys for direct access to popular functions. Since we have selected an already published map, the section to your right should appear grayed out. Published maps cannot be edited, and you will need to select a specific package to work with that map. This will be covered in another video. In order to use this published map, we first need to save it as a new Delta Map package. Delta maps belong to and depend on a specific base package. This allows them to only store the differences that appear from the reference-based map package. This reduces the amount of disk storage space they take up. Steel Beasts offers 16 different types of terrain, a tool set to add vegetation and rocks, and a block of tools for a number of different man-made objects. To move around the map, right-click anywhere on the map area to center your screen. You can also hold down the spacebar to click and drag the screen around, or use the arrow keys that move the sliders on your screen. Rolling your mouse wheel or pressing the minus or plus keys will allow you to zoom in and out. To enter the map, simply press F1 on your keyboard, then left-click where you want to preview. To move around in the 3D view, use the W, A, S, D, and X keys. Left-click to control the camera's view. Use the mouse wheel or the Q and Z keys to adjust the height of your view. You can also zoom in and out using the N and Shift-N keys. We will be creating a simple farm with the basic tools. The first step to any location creation is to find the ideal spot. First, check out the area you will be working with. Observe the terrain type currently being used. Note that each terrain type affects the mobility of the vehicles differently. This will be covered in other tutorials. While texturing your terrain to suit your needs, if you do not like the results, simply press Ctrl-Z to undo your last steps. Steel Beast also offers a fill option. Here you can fill in an area with another terrain type. First, set the elevation limits for the fill. Then, simply click on the type of terrain and then where you would like to see it. There is also the option of masking. Masking of terrain types allows the creator to save specific terrain types from being edited or covered up by other types. You will notice in the upper left corner of each terrain that there is a small box. Right-click the box once and you will see it turn red. This means that the terrain type cannot be changed by another. You can double-click this tile and it will flip the current set of masks. Next is to start placing down roads to allow your vehicles access to the area. After that, click on Objects and select your farm buildings. Left-click to place the objects onto the map. Use the Select tool to select from the given objects. Once selected, the object will change color and have a line pointing out of it. This handle shows the front of the object, such as the entrance or the printed side of a traffic sign. To move the object around, simply click and drag. When turning the object, select its handle and drag it in the direction you wish it to face. Objects will, at times, sink into the ground. In order to lift the building up to ground level, we will go into the Edit menu and use the function called Flatten under Selected Object. Note that if the object is moved or rotated later, the flattened area will not follow the object. Then, if the building looks as though it is sitting on a pedestal, you could add a concrete texture area on the top of the building's footprint to make the image appear more believable. After you have your buildings and roads down, fences are next. Fences are linear objects like roads, but do note that there are no gates. Just like terrain, you can mask the different vector objects. There are up to 4 boxes in this section instead of 1. The top left box will hide all of the selected type of vector objects. This allows you to edit objects you cannot ordinarily access. This can be useful if you want to edit objects that are otherwise covered by road lines, by a building footprint, or by vector areas which therefore are not accessible. The top right box will leave the chosen type of vector objects showing, but will not let you select or edit them. This is most useful when your road grid is complete and you concentrate on other work so that you do not accidentally click on a road and shift it. Changes to roads can only be manually repaired, not undone. When editing a mature map, this should become your default mode, possibly the first thing to click on before going to work. The bottom left box, if available, will only allow you to drag align objects' single vertices. You cannot accidentally shift the whole road that way, which is always unfortunate when it happens because it cannot be repaired by the undo function. You can only move the road back to a place where it appears less wrong. The bottom right box allows you to move the entire vector line object while locking the vertices. This will only work on vector line objects with editable vertices. This will not work on buildings. Now it's time to place down the natural objects such as trees, bushes, and rocks. There are 2 ways to go about placing down these objects. The first would be to use the masking tool to cover up the areas you do not want to see. The other way would be to simply place the objects down and carefully erase where you do not wish to see them. After you are done, press F1 and click on your farm. Take a look around and make sure everything is where you want it to be. Make any needed adjustments and you're done. Remember, when saving, your biggest decision will be whether or not you will publish the map. Published maps can no longer be edited, but an unpublished map can still be used in the mission editor to test a mission. Keep in mind that unpublished maps take up more space than published maps. We hope you found this video helpful. Please let us know in the user forum at steelbeasts.com.